Life is full of such strange phenomenon, like ghosts, cryptids, shadow people, aliens, and how they were able to make The Hobbit into 3 movies. I mean, I'm still not sure about that one, but I do find these other experiences to be intriguing, and the stories these people share to be very much worth sharing. And these stories come from people just like you, just like me. So, let's enjoy some of those stories now. Let's begin keeping watch. Most would agree that school can be scary in and of itself, what with late homework and research papers to work on, the occasional strict teacher, and whatever it is they're serving for lunches these days. But there is a lot of history in these buildings, and with history tends to come emotion, and with emotion, echoes. Echoes of past events that can linger and leave an imprint on the building. You'll find in this story that there might be something in this school other than homework that scares students. As Reddit user A Wild Wags discovered in My Experience at a Haunted School. This was originally shared at r/paranormal. I went to a private Catholic high school in Oklahoma. The school itself was built before the state was a state. It's over 110 years old, and it used to be a convent. So, the textbook set up for haunting stories. Before I went there, I had heard stories of the school being haunted, mainly on the 4th floor. They always had these legends about things that happened there. They always talked about the pictures on the 4th floor never being straight, and if you fixed it, the picture would get messed up again. And if you took a ball up there, it would be pushed around. So for my first day, part of the orientation was taking a tour of the school and seeing the haunted bits. There were 2 places that they talked about: the 4th floor and the morgue in the basement. You can understand the morgue, 'cause, dead people. So the first day went by, but nothing special really happened. 3 years later, while during a film class, we went to shoot a video up there after school and late into the night. We were all joking that we were gonna get video of something. About halfway through shooting, me and one of the actresses were talking, and we experienced what felt like someone blowing on our ears. We spun around, and there was no one there. We chalked it up to the wind. So we keep shooting, and we are moving setups, and we see a painting tilted, and we fix it. And after the next shot, one of the other students points out that the picture we just fixed was tilted again. So we fixed it again. And in the middle of the next take, one of the actors screamed, saying they just watched the picture tilt by itself. Then, we all heard footsteps come up the big staircase, and then hear it go down into the hall, into a room. One of the students snaps a quick picture, which you can see here, and we all swear that you can see what looks like an outline of a nun in a pitch-black room. If y'all want to check the age of the school, it's Mount St. Mary's Catholic High School in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, built in 1903. In the second photo, if you look to the left, you can see what seems to be an apparition of a nun that looks to be standing. That picture was taken in 1930 from the same floor I was on. When we talk about ghosts, we tend to always bring up their malicious, mean, and creepy nature. There are, however, it seems, some apparitions who are just downright tragic, and one cannot help but feel sorry for them. Although I'm sure we'd rather not be haunted by an entity such as this, no matter how tragic and unfortunate their demise was. As Reddit user Luminez discovered in My Encounter with a Lonely Ghost. This was originally shared at reddit/paranormal. It was the summer of 2010 during the World Cup. I was chilling with my older brother at home, and my uncle calls us and asks if we could sleep at their house for one night, because their door lock was broken and my uncle and their family had to go to a nearby town for a quick vacation. My brother reluctantly agrees, and we go to their house, take the keys, even though the lock's broken, and begin our duty. After we finished our dinner, we were sitting on the couch in the living room waiting for World Cup matches, and suddenly, around midnight, I hear a quiet footstep closing on us from the bedroom. I was scared, and I asked my brother if he heard that too. He becomes silent, and we both concentrate on the approaching sound. As we listened to it breathlessly, the footstep made a turn and went into the kitchen, and soon we heard some noises from the cupboard, as if someone was searching for something. I was frozen, but my brother regains his mind and suspects that it might be a burglar. He runs into the kitchen. However, there was no sign of any trespassers. We were freaked out for the rest of that night, and it was filled with fear and uneasiness. After we came back home, several other people noticed the sounds. The uncle experienced a lot of sleep paralysis and eventually decided to move out. He contacted the previous owner and asked if they knew anything abnormal about the house. The previous owner said that the apartment was rented by a young couple. The husband worked long hours and often came home really late, so his wife always prepared his dinner at night. Presumably, during one such night, the poor woman slipped in the kitchen and fell on her head. When the man came home, he found his wife dead and moved out after a while, full of grief. The owner said that since then, the apartment has become haunted, and those footsteps and the noises in the kitchen were undoubtedly a repetition of what happened the night of her death. This is the end of The Watch. Thank you for joining us. If you like what you see and you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. For more on Keeping Watch, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all under the same name, Keeping Watch. If you'd like to have your own story, illustrated and narrated, please send it to my email at jacobwilhelm@gmail.com. For first-hand accounts of the peculiar or the paranormal, keep it here at Keeping Watch.